we're going to talk about our most anticipated deck projects of 2024. So there's a lot here to discuss. I think I'm going to let CM go first, and talk a little bit about his. Actually, CM, I'm going to let you go last. I'm going to let CH go first here.
All right.
And give Chris Hage a chance to talk about what he likes most.
All right, very good. So I'll just continue the theme on Lorenzo. I don't know if he might even be on the live stream. Who knows? But we'll start with the Eye of the Ocean. I mean, you got to put that on your list for 2024.
Yep, there it is.
It's a follow-up project to the Eye of the Ocean last year. There's he's let out a few pictures of some decks. Here's one here. A new novel's being drafted, I think, for this one as well. Look at the artwork on that. I mean, it's stunning. Great artwork. So look forward to that. He was going to, I think, put that campaign out in the fall of this year, and it was delayed. He had some things he had to get done to before he could really put it out there. So that's 2024. Totally looking forward to that one. There you go. Great shots.
Yeah, these are by Chris Moyer, by the way. Chambertin Cards in the right up here, right above me.
Great pictures. A lot
of the pictures that we featured today are pictures taken by Chris. Chris is a fantastic photographer. I'm sure you guys already know that. But if you don't, you should definitely head on over to IG at Chambertin Cards and follow him. Give him a follow there.
Perfect.
Yeah, give him a follow there. Where did these fireworks come out of? Did you see that?
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it's got like the built-in like emojis.
Oh, I didn't even realize it did that. That's fantastic. Yeah. That's very cool. But yeah, so all right, so you should give that guy a follow because he's doing some good work over there. He's actually the photographer behind all of my campaigns. I know he's done some photography for CH as well. So yeah, he's quite a great photographer. All right. Okay, you're next. Next
one on the list. So Jack Penny. Let's go.
Let's go to Jack Penny. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me navigate over to Jack Penny.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
I just gave everybody a sneak peek of what's coming.
This is Tales of Mischief by Jack Penny. If you know anything about Jack, he's in Japan. Super cool guy. He has a very different art style, which I love. Right. When you see the previous decks he's done, you really have to look intently at the decks to see what you're really looking at, right? And you discover so many things and details that he's thought about.
Yeah.
And that's
I love his work. The one that he did for UC last year, where like the tuck boxes, if you line them up a certain way, would like feature a different art.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just really well thought. The way you fanned the decks and the design would carry on, even though it wasn't like a repeating design. It was really brilliant.
It really is.
Yeah, very cool.
And the other thing, he takes so much care in how he packages the decks. I think that some of the decks I've received from him before, I mean, really like just really, really nice presentation all the way around. And the other thing is he's not pumping out decks all the time, right? So he takes his time and he thinks about every detail, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's on my list for number 2 for next year.
Excellent.
And number 3, I'm going to plug my own deck. This is the Pied Piper.
Designed by?
This is designed by Russ Gray, and Russ from Star Wars and Harry Potter and Mandalorian and so many other James Bond, so many other iconic decks throughout the years. So he's a great guy, awesome to work with. So as a kid, I remember going to Hamelin, Germany with my family, and that's what inspired this deck. And that's the one thing you may not know about all the decks that we produce. They're all related in some way to my past, or they have some connection to my own history, right? And awesome. This is one that was inspired from that trip years ago. We went back this past summer with my 9-year-old and my wife, and we did some historical research. We got a private tour of the town. We made connections at the museum and try to incorporate as much of those details, as historically accurate details, into the deck. And so we've put a ton into it. Russ has finished all the designs. So we'll be launching this in probably the fall of 2024.
Great. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a huge fan of Russ's. As we'll soon talk about that, because Absolutely. He's just a phenomenal artist all the way around, and he's done a really amazing job with every deck I've seen of his. So I think that I'm there for that. So I'll be on board for that one. Okay. Well, you will too. All right. Awesome.
That's two supporters. That's good.
So let's move on. I'm going to talk about mine. So the first one on my list is Sanctuary. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get the right. There we go. So the first one on my list is Sanctuary. Sanctuary is a brand new design by Kevin Cantrell that he's been working on, and I'm just in love with it. It's based on obviously the cathedral stained glass windows in the cathedrals of Europe, of the kind of mid-millennium cathedrals. And he's done a fantastic job with this, and just really intricate artwork, and in a way that really only Kevin can. So I'm really excited for that. Some of the stuff that he's doing, particularly with the courts and kind of keeping the design moving forward, and elements of the design and the aces, and he always does such a good job with that stuff. And what we are planning, and I should mention in full disclosure that I am producing this deck, although I have not had a ton to do with the design aspect. I do give feedback, but this is a Kevin Cantrell brainchild, something that he wanted to do, and he's been very excited about doing, and I offer any direction or help that I can. But ultimately, this is all from his kind of brainchild, and he's done such a good job with it thus far. And I'm really excited to bring this deck, and hopefully we'll be launching a Kickstarter campaign using the Cantrell a priori account some point in the middle of 2024. So I think that's something that we're really excited about. We're going to be using heavy foils, like the idea being that since we can't do stained glass in the traditional stained glass way, we'll use foils to kind of dictate and give that shininess and that depth that will come from using the cold foil techniques.
My question is, do we get a stained glass sculpt?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I think
come on,
we're going to keep it a little bit simpler for that one, but we'll see. Keeping with that notion, look, I'm going to cop out here, because most of my most anticipated decks are decks that are decks that I am working on. So you can call that what do you call it? A shameless plug if you want. But ultimately, really, what I'm most excited about are the decks that I'm actually working on, together with artists and kind of creating. I've talked about my vast admiration for Russell Gray and the work he's doing. Obviously, we just looked at Pied Piper, but he's also working on something for me, and it's called The Grave Witness. And it's just, I think, one of my favorite things that I've done, and which is saying quite a bit, because I've done some stuff that really I'm very proud of and very, humbled by the reaction to. So this I think is going to be a deck that is going to surprise a few people and give, some new ways of looking at things. We're calling it a mystery in a tuck box. So it's based on, the mystery novel and the kind of the genre of mystery novel and mystery movies that you've come to expect. So it's very much inspired by Agatha Christie and by Clue and all that stuff. And I think obviously with the traditional tenets of playing cards, but he's doing some fantastic work with this. And I don't know if I have any pictures of core cards here specifically, but you can tell by this ace. I mean, he's really knocking it out of the park. And
that's a great ace.
Yeah, there's some multiple editions. This particular one here is the Midnight Mystery edition, which will feature a complete puzzle that you can solve. That we've worked very, very hard on, that we've really, it's taken a better part of a year to put this together. So we're really excited, and hopefully this will be something that launches at the very end of 2024 after I've fulfilled the Beetlebacks, because this will be a tentpole Gentleman Wake release. This is he's done this fantastic interior artwork design that he did for the interior of the sleeve of the Midnight Mystery Edition. So it's something that I'm really excited about, and I think it's going to be fantastic when it's ready. The Dynasty edition, obviously, we've got to have a Dynasty edition. So, and then and then my final one that I was going to say is one that we started this conversation with, which is Lorenzo's Eye of the Ocean. I just think, he's done such an amazing job with everything he's done. I hope to work on something with him actually also in 2024, which is the Parlor V, or the Parlor 5, which is the 5th year anniversary of the Parlor campaign. We're going to be revisiting that deck design as well. But, Eye of the Ocean is right around the corner. And like, CH mentioned, there's a novel, and he's got like this, crazy, intricate, heirloom kind of prop that he's created. That's what is it? What is he calling it, Chris Moyer?
I don't even remember. Do you know what it is, Chris?
I'm not I don't remember the name.
Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. If you're in the chat and you know what it's called, let us know. But it's really cool, and he's done a really fantastic work. It's a lot more colorful than the previous Eye of the Ocean, but I think it's a nice, it feels like it still belongs, which I think is very, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's got cutouts as he's been doing on everything. All the intricate details are just like out of control on this thing, with the foils, with the cutouts, with the fact that through the cutouts you can see specific things that pertain to the story to help solve the mysteries and to go with the book. It's just so thought out in so much detail. Like, these are just prototypes that I've got here, but I can tell you, like, the quality of what I'm holding now, like knowing that this is a prototype, the final product is going to just be ridiculous. So
yeah, it's called the Orbis Triplex.
Orbis Triplex
or Triplex. I'm not sure. Yeah,
interesting. Very cool. Yeah, he's got a great imagination, and he really knows how to like bring it to life. So, Chris Moyer, any other highly anticipated decks of 2024 for you?
Yes, I mean, well, we talked about Eye of the Ocean too multiple times already, so I'll start with that one. Just the fact that I've gotten to take some photos of these and kind of be a part of it, I can tell you that the quality is just always going to be there. It's always top notch, and just I'm such a fan of details and details that matter, and seeing people that put the time and the effort into connecting it all together to make a story that just works and have everything like have a purpose and make sense. This is absolutely that. So Eye of the Ocean 2, I would expect to be one of the best campaigns again next year. So huge for 2024. For me, just kind of going back to one of my favorite decks from this year. The second one I'll talk about is Phantasma 2. We're going to see Giovanni revisit that IP. At least I think so. I know he's been working on it. But I'm just super curious and can't wait to see what he does to take an already innovative deck and take it to the next level. I'm sure we'll see some unique things that his imagination will come up with. So I'm super looking forward to seeing, what else we have in store with Phantasma.
Justin just brought up something that I think.
Justin, you are a spoiler.
What a segue.
So yeah, perfect, Justin. Actually, the segue to my next one is absolutely a deck I'm excited about, and that is the new Metalark deck that is going to be coming out soon. Spacesuits. I mean, here's a pic. I'm not sure if John is good with me sharing all of what's involved here, but whatever. These are two of the versions of the deck. There's going to be a lunchbox style tin to hold the decks as well, which is just amazing. It's going to be embossed and, I think have a foam liner similar to what we saw with Pharmacy on Main. You can see the poster that goes with it there, but like talk about just an awesome retro throwback to this comic book style. Once again, another deck from Russ Gray here, who just like talk about versatility in a designer from what we've seen just today, like ridiculous across all of these. But Spacesuits, I think, is going to be an amazing campaign, hopefully somewhat near the beginning of the year.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely fantastic. I've seen some of the court card artwork on this and the vibrancy and the just like yeah, and like you mentioned, like the versatility of him able to he can go from doing something classical and to doing something, mid-century to doing something that's like, retro futuristic. I mean, it's just amazing. Like he's really at the top of his game with his stuff. But yeah, so all right, so that's basically our most anticipated decks of 2024. Let us know in a comment below what decks or deck projects you are most anticipating in 2024, and hopefully it'll be something that maybe I've never heard of, because I love learning about new and cool projects. I want to thank everyone for joining us on this premiere episode of Deal Me In. We hope to do this on a bi-weekly schedule, so we will let everyone know when the next episode is coming around, and we're going to be doing some exciting things like some giveaways and some contests and stuff like that to kind of keep things interesting. We really appreciate any feedback. If you guys enjoyed sitting with us for the last hour and discussing all of these topics, and let us know what topics you want to see discussed on this show. I think that's very valid, and we'd love to hear from you on how we can make this a better experience.